Hello again. Welcome back to the Movie Buff Reactions channel. Today we're going to be looking at another video from one of my more recent favorite channels to go to, the Dark Corners Reviews channel. I've watched a couple of his stuff now, Captain America, Not of This Earth. He's a fun dude. He's usually short, simple, to the point, but he's also got a few good, long, deep dives, and his taste in movies is pretty similar to mine, and even if he doesn't like it, it's usually something that I have seen. That being the case with today's subject matter, the 1977 water zombie movie, Shockwaves. I saw this movie many years ago. I got this as a Christmas gift, of all things, and I don't remember a ton about it. Mostly just, you got some dumb young people out on a boat. They end up on an island that has slow-moving goggles wearing zombies, and Peter Cushing's in it for maybe 10 minutes, looking skinny as a goddamn twig and just waving his arms as he wanders aimlessly on the island. And with the exception of maybe one shot, he's not really seen with the majority of the rest of the cast, and I think John Carradine's in there at one point. I don't believe it has much carnage. It's like a zombie movie that could be okay to maybe show a middle school class on a lazy day. And I first kind of heard about it after a clip of it was featured in the really shitty 80s comedy Meatballs Part 2, which I think has the same director as this movie, but that's my experience. We're here to hear what Dark Corners has to say, so without further ado, let's watch.
What the hell does he think he's doing?
Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world. Please like and subscribe now before you forget.
I think I'll do just that.
Good man. Shockwaves opens with a revealing narration about a secret Nazi project.
Yeah,
it is known that
I felt there were Nazis, but I couldn't fully remember.
Were returned to a secret laboratory near Koblenz, where they were used in a variety of scientific experiments.
Dispensing with all that pesky mystery.
But toward the end of the war, Allied forces met German squads that fought without weapons, killing only with their bare hands.
We then meet the sole survivor of some sort of disaster.
I don't know how long that dinghy floated around with me lying in it.
Dispensing with all that pesky wondering who's going to make it.
I love how he says
so we
pesky.
know what's going to happen and who'll live through it, but we'll watch the film anyway.
Not that I'm complaining, mind you. I'm only doing my job.
We open with a pleasure cruise.
No sense putting any strain on that.
Well, it has to be with John Carradine at the helm.
To, but Brooke Adams is sunbathing again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Brooke Adams.
Always good to see John Carradine.
I mean, a broken down old tub that should have been retired years ago.
Hey, he was in Stagecoach. Weird stuff happens.
Jesus, look at the sun.
Looks fine to me. And they run aground on a reef off an island beside the decaying hulk of another wrecked ship. They go ashore.
You know, I keep asking myself if this is really happening, if this isn't all a bad dream. Then I realize it isn't a dream anyone
complainer.
so it must be real.
Okay, firstly, it's not a dream because it's not believable. Secondly, you ran aground. That's pretty easy to believe. But before they even reach the shore, John Carradine is already on to his next bad movie. They head
What boat has a glass
home
bottom?
In the center of the island. Dangerous tropical fish are only kept by movie bad guys.
Why have you come to this place?
I know that voice.
And now you have found me.
Carradine out, Cushing in, and they really do have to find him. We don't see him clearly in this initial meeting.
I am near, but also far.
Likes to fuck with
My
him.
stand-in is near. I am already on the plane home. Apparently this was 5 days' work for Cushing. I'm guessing 1 day for the actual interaction with the other actors, which we'll get to, and 4 days of wandering around every
Yep.
location they could think of.
Leave.
I feel like I've been on a tour of the island.
There is danger here. Danger in the water.
So there's more than one shot
While
from
this
the
is going
guy.
on, beneath the sea, shenanigans are afoot. Something in jackboots is coming out of the wreck. This would be quite the surprise if the narration hadn't flagged it 30 seconds in, and the underwater Nazi zombies claimed their first victim. I mean, that was mostly the sea urchins. Which is odd, because when his body is found, the sea urchins are in the SS. Now that would be a film. With two of their company dead, an obvious question springs to mind.
Why is it you have not left?
The ship was damaged and aground, but so far no one has made even an attempt to repair or refloat it, which, in increasingly dire circumstances, I'm tempted to say I would try.
I've had enough of this.
It's now time for Peter Cushing's big scene, and some explanations.
We Germans developed the perfect weapon. A soldier.
Well, this was covered by the narration, but Peter Cushing.
We called them the Totenchor, the Death Corps.
For a German, he sounds
Are we
awfully
baddies?
British.
Not dead, not alive, but somewhere in between.
Unfortunately,
The problems arose. They could not be controlled.
that is one you want to iron out in the beta testing phase. But seriously, this is why you hire Peter Cushing. Freddie Francis, who directed Cushing 8 times, once said, "Peter is the greatest guy at delivering unbelievable dialogue and making you believe it," which is an underrated talent.
You mean to tell us these things have been underwater all these years?
And a rare one. I don't want to beat up the other actors, but it is worth noting that Cushing is the biggest name in a film fathoms beneath him, and he's the one taking it seriously.
What kind of story is
Well, that's how you do it in your later
He is a
years.
consummate pro.
If I see any of you echo, I will shoot on sight.
Get away from
Escalated.
my collection of mirrors. Having fulfilled his function,
And he's out.
the remaining
Get
crew
the paycheck.
find a boat. Yeah, this looks much better than the one we came in. Maybe you should all get in?
Kids, we're sailing!
More me than you, but still.
Trevor, what did you say?
Boy, these guys can't keep hold of a boat. Irritating tourist Norman panics and runs off alone,
Can you get more sea urchin tripping?
only to be forcibly baptized by an underwater Nazi. The remainder decide to hide in a meat locker, though Chuck is not keen.
Well, get
Four
his
people
shirt
are dead
off.
and we're being hunted by Nazi zombies, but no, everything's fine.
Chuck, what's the matter?
Obviously,
Oh.
he's also claustrophobic, but it's still a profoundly stupid question. I just remembered I left the iron on.
Open the goddamn door!
After this pointless interlude,
These are the most non-biting zombies ever.
only Keith and Rose remain, finally recalling that they came here in a boat. There goes another one. This one they catch, and even though I saw the start of the movie, so know that only Rose survives, I'm on tenterhooks to see who makes it.
Again, what boat has glass on the bottom?
Film.
Well, aren't you curious about it?
Thanks for watching. Please check out our top 10 Peter Cushing horror movies. What other actors
That must have been a
deliver
hard video to
nonsense
make.
with this sort of authority? Let us know in the comments below.
Let's get the hell out of here.
That was fun. Good little trip down memory lane. Again, like I said, it's not the most gripping or bloody zombie movie, but It's harmless, and as tame as it is, I do remember I kind of enjoyed it, and I forgot that Brooke Adams was in it. I'm not sure I even may have known who she was at the time I first watched it, but I've enjoyed her. She's been good in some stuff, and Peter Cushing, yeah, what a weird thing to hire him for. Just waving his arms around as he stumbles about, possibly drunk. John Carradine, weird to think that at one point this motherfucker was Dracula for the Universal monster movies. The zombies, their design is fun. I do think, yeah, it's weird to see how like their zombies are not about eating. These are the most strangulation-savvy zombies I've ever seen. And my favorite parts with the Dark Corners guy, I think, would be how he keeps saying the word pesky, just the way he says it, and that was a fun bit where he simulated the lighting, the color shift with the pieces of plastic, and the fake cover for Sea Urchin of the SS. That was funny, and I can't remember if he's covered the Ilsa movies, but if not, he should. And, again, even though it's tame, I enjoyed it, and Shockwaves, it's worth watching at least once, because it is interesting. He does make a point. They revealed maybe a bit too much at the beginning, but didn't hurt it that much, and I enjoyed this review. Hope you enjoyed my reaction. Check more of his stuff out if you weren't already familiar with him, and there's been a bunch of cool stuff here on the channel recently. Click the link in the pinned comment down below if you want to see something interesting that I worked on earlier this year, and hope you're having a nice October. I'll see you again, hopefully soon.